Wait for it to go live. Wait for it to go live on there. And we are live. Hey guys, welcome back to Talking Blues. Welcome back to another live stream. We hope you're all doing well today. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We're going to add Chris in now. Chris, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just sharing it out because I didn't get a chance to do it just now. I'll retweet it. There we go. Done. How are you, Chris? Thank you for joining us today.
I feel it in my fingers. I'm on Talking Blues. So click the subscribe button and the like button too. Oh. I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Chris. I'm good.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, doing well, mate.
But yeah, guys, welcome back to another live stream, obviously. Welcome back to our Champions League Group Stage Tuesday Games Review. Tuesday Games Review. Tuesday, it's a Tuesday Games Review. Don't forget, we'll be live tomorrow for the Chelsea Watch Along at 7:30 UK time. Also, just to let you know, we will be live again tomorrow evening as well with Chris again, as we will be going into the Wednesday's games as well. But guys, literally, we've had a good stream. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified when we upload. Share this stream out as much as possible. Thank you so much for joining us. Jamie has just said hi in the chat. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for joining us today, buddy. Thank you. But yeah, I've opened the stream up to people. So people, if you want to come in and join us, please do. Please feel free. Chris, I'm going to hand over to you because you said you wanted to preview the Chelsea game for tomorrow and give your thoughts. So, Chris, over to you, mate.
Yeah. So, first of all, as I say, hope everyone's well. The link is in the chat for everyone to jump in and have their say and talk. I mean, you don't need to just talk about Chelsea. You don't need to just talk about tonight's games. If you're if you're a supporter of whatever club from wherever, come on in and have your say. So, in terms of Chelsea versus Dinamo Zagreb, it's a game where, look, at the end of the day, we're finishing first. We're already qualified. Yeah. But this is a game where Potter should be rotating. You know how we keep talking about Potter's rotation, Potter should be doing, I was kicking off about it saying, why is Potter rotating that? Just leave it the way it is. These are the games where they should be rotating. These are the games that Dennis Zakaria should be playing. Yeah. If he doesn't play tomorrow, I think it already confirms in our minds that he's not wanted. Okay. And if he's not wanted, why are you paying his wages then? Half of his wages, or 20%, 30% of his wages. Cancel the loan then, yeah? So he should be playing tomorrow. And who knows, it might wake something up in Potter. It might show what we need. And we do need a defensive midfielder at the moment in our midfield. So, let's see if he plays, and he should be playing. As I say, it's a game for rotation. But it's a game that I expect a win. It's a game that I expect 100% from the players in. It's a game that I expect a performance in. Okay, and I know it's, as I say, it's a pointless game. At the end of the day, I just want to skip forward to the weekend. Yeah? I want to skip forward to the weekend against Arsenal on Sunday at 12 o'clock. That's a stupid kickoff, by the way. 12 o'clock kickoff anyway on a Sunday. It's a stupid kickoff. No doubt I'll rant about that later on. But my focus on an unbelievable smash them as well on Sunday. That's what my focus is on. But tomorrow, I want to see a performance. I want to see a performance that will show that the players have learned and improved from that Brighton result. Yeah, and it also shows if Potter has stuck his foot right up most of the players' arses in training. And if we see the same result, if let's just say Kai Havertz plays, to get more minutes in, and it's still a lackluster performance, where's the improvement? Yeah, where's the ambition to do well? What are we doing? Yeah, if we see a lackluster performance, lads, I think your dad said in the stream, no, Ben, I won't cry. You said I'll cry. I won't cry, mate. I'll cry tears of anger. That's what I'll be crying. Yeah. I will be absolutely fuming because, as I say, look, it's a pointless game. We're already qualified, blah, blah, blah. Sure. But it's also an opportunity for players to be playing that have not been given the opportunity. So let's just see what happens. I expect a big win. It's a Stamford Bridge as well. Chelsea fans will let it known that if we get beat tomorrow, God forbid, mate, I'm telling you, the Chelsea fans will be on the players' backs. So Graham Potter will be all about as well a big question mark over him in terms of can he handle the pressure? Has he learned from his mistakes against Brighton? Well, I just want to see the game tomorrow. And then fast forward to Sunday at 12 when we smash Arsenal. But as I say, 12 o'clock on a Sunday is an absolute shambles. Here's a little bit of advice for anybody that's listening to this, that's Chelsea fans or listens back to it. If you're going to go out on Saturday night, you might as well just stay up all the way through. Just drink all night, because you're not going to get any sleep on a Sunday. You're going to miss the game. Stupid kickoffs on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So there you go, Benjamin Button. There you go.
Thank you, Chris. And so, guys, I'm like you know my thoughts and you know my dad's thoughts. If you haven't checked out our match preview yet, go and check it out.
Yeah,
I'll stick a link in the channel in the chat now, actually. But guys, literally, I don't know what to say. It's one of them things that we are forced to watch our team on a stupid kickoff. But tomorrow's game, I'm expecting Chelsea to do something. I'm expecting Chelsea to do well. I'm expecting Chelsea to do something special. In terms of the lineup, I'm expecting Potter to do something different. And for me, I think it's important that we realise that tomorrow is basically like a friendly. It is, because we don't have a great will to win tomorrow. We should have a will to win tomorrow, but we don't. I don't think. I think we're going to just be rotate. I think we're going to rotate heavily, and we're just going to get a mediocre draw. I mean, Chris, do you remember that game under Frank Lampard, Chelsea versus Krasnodar? When we qualified for the Champions League, qualified for the group, the next round, and we basically won the group, and we just rotated heavily. I think it's going to be something similar to this.
Well, it should be. But as I say, when I was previewing the game, we see a lot of rotation from Potter, unnecessarily, in my opinion. These are the games that we're already qualified. Give the players minutes. Give the players, as I say, Sakaria. Lads from the academy, Hutchinson, for etc. I want to see these players playing. Let's see what happens. At the end of the day, as long as much as it is a meaningless game in terms of qualification, there will still be a big game for these lads to show what they're about. At the end of the day, it's still a Champions League night. It's at the Bridge. The young lads will feel the pressure, and they'll show if they can handle the pressure or not. So give these players the opportunity to play. And as I say, my focus is just on Sunday against that little shitty lot at North London. So apologies for spinning on the channel as well.
No problem, Chris. Okay. But yeah, guys, I mean, Dad, I'm going to hand over to you here. What's your, you've given your thoughts on the match preview already, but just break down what you're thinking about tomorrow's game.
Yeah. Okay. They say there's nothing to prove here now. We lost one previously. Yeah. I still think there's something to prove. Yeah. And that is, after that lackluster performance on the weekend, having 2 draws in the Premier League consecutively, I think, we have to sort of, in some way, redeem ourselves, and showing to the fans, to the club, and to the rest of the world that we mean business, whether, you take this as a friendly or not, get out there tomorrow, bag a win, and move on. But you just can't go out there and say, oh, this is like a friendly game, we don't care, whether we win, lose, draw. You go out there for a win. I said, everything they're going into now, it has to be tunnel vision. You cannot sort of concede, take their foot off the gas. They have been doing, obviously, because they were caught out the other day. We have to take every game serious, and even when we come to the Carabao Cup, to the FA Cup as well, yeah, take everything serious. Don't underestimate any team, yeah.
Mm.
And this is what's been happening for a long time. We get a goal, we think, oh yeah, we're safe and well. That goal's normally scored in the 20th minute of the first half. The conceited little shits, then they start walking around the pitch, jogging or whatever, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, yeah, until you get 2 or 3, yeah, don't start being conceited, yeah, just carry on, bag as many goals in that net as you can, and this is what Chelsea should be doing, yeah, that.
Yep, I think this is important. Like Jamie's just put in the chat the potential clubs we can get in the next round of the UEFA Champions League: Club Brugge, Eintracht Frankfurt, RB Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, Borussia Dortmund, and Benfica. Which one would you rather, Chris? Which one would you rather, Dad? What, like, for me, I'd like a Leipzig. I'd like a Leipzig or a Donetsk. What do you think, Chris?
Well, I'll let Mark go first.
Dad, you're first.
Okay. Well, you've got Borussia Dortmund
Club.
and Benfica, yeah. Shakhtar Donetsk, yeah. Leipzig, Frankfurt, or you've got Club Brugge. I don't know. It's what about, say, Club Brugge?
Yeah, I fancy a Belgian trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, those are the clubs
Well,
you
I
can
mean,
possibly get.
I want to give my predictions as well, Ben. Thanks.
Yeah, go on, Chris. Go for it.
Okay, I see the team right. Thank you, Ben. Thanks, mate. Thank you. So, Chelsea can potentially get in the next round of the Champions League. Club Brugge, Frankfurt, Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, Dortmund, and Benfica. Okay, so looking at these sides, I'm going to rank them from toughest to easiest. Okay, and as I say, I know there's not an easy game in football. However, when you're looking at the opposition, you're looking at the quality of players. That's what I'm ranking them on. So the hardest there, you're going to say Dortmund. Oh, no, sorry, I'm going to say Bruges. I reckon Bruges is the hardest team there because in their group stage, they've been absolutely phenomenal. They wiped the floor with Atletico Madrid. They've not conceded. They conceded. I think they finished second. Yeah, hence why we're going to get them in the next round possibly. And they've done well. They've exceeded expectations. It's one of those teams where, what's that saying? If you've got nothing to fear, that's dangerous. They've got nothing to fear. You know what I mean? If they beat Chelsea, great. Great. They're into the next round, and they've had a little honeymoon period. So you're facing a team there with no risk. Dortmund for me second. Bellingham, as I say, fantastic in midfield. The loss of Haaland is going to affect them. Adeyemi as well, good player for them. And then I'm going to say Frankfurt, Leipzig, Benfica, then Shakhtar, right? And I don't really want to play Shakhtar because, to be honest, you know what the media is like. They'll be wanting, they're a Ukrainian team. They want the Champions League handed to Shakhtar. That was sympathy, in the media. I would like, personally, and I like a German trip. We've got the choice of Frankfurt, Leipzig, or Dortmund. Give us Frankfurt. I'll take Frankfurt.
Okay.
Nice little
Fair
trip
play.
to Germany. Nice little currywurst. Nice little beer. Nice little German ladies around. Just fantastic place in Frankfurt. Fantastic.
Thanks for that, Chris.
German
But Jamie
ladies.
says also Inter could be one of the teams.
Bring them. Did I not predict them to be in the next round?
Yes.
I reckon we'll get Inter. That's what I reckon we'll get. However, out of the selected chosen, I would like, as I say, Germany. It's a fantastic country, nice place. Fantastic lager, none of this carling stuff. I was going to swear. I'm not going to swear. I'm going to be respectful for the channel. Carling stuff. Foster's stuff. Yeah, it's not for me. But Germany's nice. Germany's nice.
Look, if Chelsea get a German club in the next round, I'll go.
We'll clip that. Clip it.
I'll clip that, and I will go to the game.
14.28.
Okay, I will clip that, and I'll
documented.
Make sure, yep, I'll document it, and I'll make sure if we do get Frankfurt or Dortmund or Leipzig in the next round, I'll go. you'll be coming
And
with us, Dad.
is it just you going, or
Yeah, me and my dad and you.
and Jamie
Jamie can come if he wants.
and other people as well that we spoke about last night on the phone?
Yep, definitely. Lots of different people will be coming. Yeah.
Okay,
Everyone else will be coming as well, Chris. Don't worry about
fantastic.
that. Jamie says, I'll come to Dortmund. I'll come. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'll come to. I don't mind. Dortmund away.
Well, I mean, Jamie's too busy watching Europa League football, so of course
Yeah,
we'd like
exactly. But yeah, let's get on with reviewing tonight's games. I think it's important that we get onto this now and we give our thoughts on each individual game. So let's start off with this in the One Football app order. Bayer Leverkusen 0, Club Brugge 0. For me, Club Brugge have done well, very well. I think they deserved their position in the next round of the Champions League. I think they're a decent team. I think they're a tough team to beat. And I do think, they've got some fantastic players. They've got, the likes of Jutkla, Soa, and Nielsen.
Yeah.
I think they're fantastic players. I think they've got a great opportunity to really stake a place in the Champions League for them. And I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. I can see them getting to at least the quarters. I do think they have a good chance of that. Dad, your thoughts? My thoughts on Leverkusen going out of the Champions. Are they out? They're out of Europe completely. Am I right?
No,
No, they're going to the Europa League.
Yeah.
So Leverkusen going into the Europa League, I think, is a good place for them to go. I think they got a chance of maybe winning it. We'll see. But I wasn't expecting Leverkusen to qualify. I really wasn't. But they got some good players. They got Hudson-Odoi, Patrick Schick, Tipsoba. They got all these fantastic players. But Dad, your thoughts on Club Brugge 0, Leverkusen 0?
Yeah, I think Club Brugge have played very well in this tournament. Yeah, and Leverkusen, sort of commiserations to them. And they're going into the Europa League, where I think they could do very well. They might have a chance of winning it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
what about Leverkusen, Dad?
What about Leverkusen? Well, if they go into the Europa League, they could actually win it. As far as this tournament is concerned, I think that so every club has a chance, yeah. But there's those clubs that don't stand much of a chance. Now we're going in to sort of what we're going into now, near enough. What's the stages? We passed the group
16,
stages,
the
last 16, yeah, and then in the new year, yeah, where we sort of advance then further towards the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final. So yeah, these two clubs, I think they're mediocre, yeah, and there's nothing more I can really say about them.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Chris?
So obviously Leverkusen have just got a new manager, and Xabi Alonso. And they've got decent players. Leverkusen, I think they just left it a bit late. I think it was a bit too much for them. Obviously, this competition, and I think they'll start to find their feet in the Europa League. As I say, Hudson-Odoi's over there as well. You've got Paulinho, Diaby, Aaron Geese. I think Bellarabi still plays for them as well. We've got Patrick Schick as well. So we've got Tap Soda, the centre back, who's very solid. To be honest, so. We'll see what you do. I mean, Europa League's the easiest of competitions to win. I mean, as I say, my club's been in it twice. We've won it twice. So it's a competition where you can get your foot there. As I say, I think the competition, the group stage, was a bit too far. And I think, obviously, they were in turmoil. I think the proof shows, hence why they sacked the manager and got Xabi Alonso as. In terms of Club Brugge, I've said that I spoke about them before, are a very tough side. They're a side that, as I say, that they don't have any fear, and they don't have anything to risk. So if they beat whoever in the next round, it's a win-win. If they go out, they can still focus on the league and stuff like that. It's all about taking it a step at a step and a step, you know, because next season Bruges will probably be in the Champions League. They'll learn from their failures, or they should learn from their failures, and they'll push on. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, for these clubs, it's just about enjoying the moment, enjoying the time. And ultimately, in the Champions League, you're looking at the big sides of Chelsea's, Real Madrid's, Bayern Munich. I know PSG have not won it, but they'll be there or thereabouts. City don't win it, but they'll be there or thereabouts in terms of in the latter stages of the competition. But teams like Club Brugge, it's good to see them turn up on the night. And as I say, wipe the floor with Atletico Madrid. So 0-0, it was expected, but as I say, Bruges is qualified. Leverkusen is happy to, you know, be in the Europa League, and yeah. But Hudson-Odoi, Europa League, let's see what he can do in there.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
Moving on now to the second game in that group, we have FC Porto 2, Atletico Madrid 1. Now, this was a very shocking news about Atletico Madrid being knocked out of Europe completely. This is very shocking for me because now we have to question Simeone. We do have to question Simeone. And guys, literally, we have opened the stream up to everyone to come in and say their piece.
Yeah.
The link is in the chat, so come and click on that. Come and join us.
Come
We'd
on
love
in,
to hear,
guys.
to hear your thoughts. But Porto are a decent team. They've got the likes of Taremi, Estraquario, Sanusi, Costa, the goalkeeper. They've got all sorts of these fantastic players. But Atletico Madrid have got better players. I don't get how Atletico Madrid have managed to end up in this situation. I think they're such a good team, but Simeone is a negative manager, and Jamie has just come in and said Simeone is so negative as a manager, and I agree with that. But he's a good manager, and Atletico Madrid should not be in that position. They are fighting for the title in La Liga, so they should be fighting on all fronts in the Champions League too. But obviously they're not, and so I think at the end of the day, it is what it is. Porto are a decent team, but they're not as great as an Atletico Madrid. They're not as good as as they once were. I remember back in the Mourinho days, when Mourinho won the Champions League with them, all these fantastic players, Carvalho, Ferreira, all these great players. And do you know what? It bugs me because I like Atletico Madrid as a team. I don't like the style of play, but I like their team. I think they've got some quality players in Joao Felix, Mateus Cunha, all these sorts of fantastic players. So for me, it is a shock. It is a shock to me, and I'm gutted that they're not there because I think they're a decent team. As for Porto, yeah, they qualified. Congratulations, and we'll see how they do in the next round. Dad, your thoughts?
Yeah, Porto are a very good team. We've played them, on numerous occasions. And then you've got Atletico Madrid, who we've beaten previously in the Champions League. I'm surprised, that Porto has beat Atletico Madrid, which are, a fantastic side. And, they've been now demoted down to the Europa League.
They're not even in the Europa League.
They're not even in the Europa League.
They've finished bottom of their group.
Oh, they were bottom of the group, were they? Good God. So, yeah, that's shocking, that is, to know that Atletico Madrid, didn't even get second or third place in their group. They ended up bottom. What's happened to them?
Don't know.
From their previous status, like. But, so Porto, great team, yeah. Like I say, we've played them. They've beaten us in the past, and good luck to them.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Dad.
That's okay.
Chris, your thoughts?
Well, I think it's a case of the managers took them as far as you can take them. Look, I like Simeone. I think he's a very good manager. Can I just simply say that he's the highest paid manager in the world? And I think it proves, and this is not me slagging him off, this is me being honest. Just because you're the highest paid manager in the world doesn't mean that you're the best manager in the world. He's not the best manager in the world, he's the highest paid. And that, finishing bottom of their group, considering they should be finishing top, right, is a disgrace in itself. And the Atletico board have got themselves to blame. As I say, he's the highest paid manager in the world, and they've been shocking. They've been absolutely shocking. When you think of Atletico, I think of defensively solid, defensively compact. You cannot break them down. You can't get at them. Recently, they've been a shambles. I mean, I know was it not last year, but the season before, they won the league. Suarez, they bought Suarez and they won the league. Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, they've just been completely downhill. And Simeone, as I say, overstayed his welcome, I think. And it just shows you as well that we get it. Under Abramovich, when we sack managers, we got it right. And people were saying, well, Chelsea need long-term stability. Chelsea need a long-term manager. It just shows you that it doesn't always work. Because as I say, Simeone's overstayed his welcome. You're seeing the results at Liverpool. Klopp's been there a while. You're seeing it that if some managers stay over time, it can turn stale, and it's turned very, very stale at this, at Atletico finishing bottom of the group. In terms of Porto, Tarami, Costa, for me, is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I think he's a very, very good goalkeeper, and I think he's one of the up-and-coming goalkeepers in today's football. Porto finished top of the group, so Porto are one of those sides as well. When they're in a group, they always go through, they always qualify, they always progress. So we'll just see how Porto do. But as I say, Atletico, out of Europe completely. It could be a blessing in disguise because at the end of the day, it seems to me they can't balance competitions, and it seems to me they're struggling in La Liga as well. But as I say, Simeone, I think, has overstayed his welcome. I like Simeone. I would have took him at Chelsea ahead of Potter. However, Jesus, I think he's going to be there because, as I say, he's the highest paid manager. Atletico won't sack him, will they? They won't be able to pay the compensation. I don't know how long he's got in his contract, maybe 4 years, 3 years. Still a lot to pay out. But at the end of the day, it shows you as well the lackluster businessmen in football, when it comes to ownership, they don't know how to, deal with contracts.
Yeah.
Imagine giving in the highest paid manager and he's just finished bottom of the group. You're looking like an absolute clown. So, end of the day, that's my thoughts, Benjamin. Benjamin Button, what's the next game, mate?
So, before we get on to the next game, Jamie Eason has just put a comment in the chat saying Jose Mourinho went to Porto a few weeks after Porto lost to Brighton United and went on to win it. So, that just shows Mourinho, it was Mourinho and the classy man he is. Moving on to the next game, we have got in Group A, we have got Liverpool 2, Napoli 0 full time. For me, Liverpool, how the hell did they manage to win this? I don't know. VAR shouldn't have ruled out that goal. I believe. I think it was clearly a misjudged decision. I do think Liverpool are past their best. I think Liverpool, at the end of the day, we can hate Liverpool. We can hate them for all we want, but their history speaks for itself. But what I'm seeing is Liverpool's downfall. I'm seeing a lot of Liverpool downfall. Klopp hasn't got long left. 7-season syndrome is the word I'm gonna go with. And do you know what? I think Liverpool only have so much left before Klopp goes. And yeah, Napoli, they've got some of the youngest talent. They got one of the young best talents in the world in Kvaratskhelia, or however you pronounce his name, I don't know. They got Raspadori, they got all these fantastic players. I think Napoli are definitely a one to watch in the Champions League, and I think they're a dark horse in the Champions League. I think they got a great chance of winning it if they continue to play the way they do. The way they played against Liverpool when they backed them 4-1, I think it was. Was a fantastic result. The way Kvaratskhelia literally walked through that team half the time was fantastic. But yeah, I think we have to think about now Liverpool and what's next for them, because I don't think they're good enough. I just simply don't think they're in the right place at the moment to be fighting for any title at all. Jamie has come in and said Liverpool played well in the game. I watched it. Some Man United fans saying that as well. That's really strange. Liverpool will lose to Spurs on Sunday. Jamie, for the Man United fan, you talk a fair bit about Liverpool, don't you? Are you sure you're not secretly doing something? Are you sure you're not secretly a Liverpool fan, mate? And there's not a Liverpool top under that Man United shirt? But yeah, Dan, I'm going to hand over to you.
Okay, yes. So, yeah, I'm surprised, Liverpool won tonight because basically, they played so abysmally in the Premier League. Yeah. Klopp is in a very precarious position here. So the win tonight, sort of relieved him of that, very rocky balance and everything else. But I must say, when the goal wasn't allowed, for what was it? What's it?
Napoli.
Was it said it was offside?
It was say it was offside.
say
Am I
offside,
correct,
yeah.
Chris?
Was that
Say
an
again?
offside?
Was that off? They claimed
said it was an
offside.
goal,
Well,
didn't they, for Napoli?
yeah, it's just typical Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I do believe that Salah scored for
Liverpool.
Yeah. See, it's like swings and roundabouts with Liverpool. Yeah. They do win a game or two now, sort of intermittently, but it's they're a farce. They're a farce, and I can't see them surviving. Another few games in this tournament. And if the Premier League performances is anything to go by, I think the next 2 games or so they'll be out. Yeah.
Jamie's just come up with this bizarre comment, by the way, lads, and I'm going to put it up so you can both see it. They shouldn't be in Europe at all after Hazel 1985. Well, I mean, Chris, I'm going to let you answer that comment, and I'm going to ask you for your thoughts on Liverpool Napoli.
I'm not going to particularly comment on that comment that just got highlighted at the end of the day. It's nothing to do with me, and it's just a ridiculous comment, to be honest. In terms of the game, look, Liverpool, as I say, Liverpool, they've been lacklustre this season. I think it's a case of Napoli already focused on the next round. I thought Napoli done well. I mean, they scored. I mean, it was disallowed, but they did put the ball in the back of the net, and they've got very, very good talent. Osimhen, the Georgian fella. I'm not going to even try and pronounce his name. And they've got someone as well. I think he's South Korean, something like that, something like that. So they've done good business over the window, Napoli. But I think it's a bit of they've hit the ground running so far. Let's just see how Napoli do after the World Cup and after the season drags on when they're playing the more games. Because, as I say, Napoli's got a good team so far, but it's when they start getting injuries, who's going to come in and replace, as I say, the fella that I'm not going to pronounce his name because I can't pronounce it for the life of me. And if there's an injury to Osimhen, who's going to step in there? I know Giovanni Simeone's there as well, Simeone's son, so he's doing well at Napoli. So let's see what happens. But in the case of Liverpool, it's just one of them. I mean, they beat Man City 1-0 and then went on to lose to Forest and Leeds. So this result really does not mean much, does it? And in terms of the comment Jamie made, all I will say about it is, mate, I don't comment stuff like that because at the end of the day, it's a tragedy and I don't think we should be talking about tragedies. But look, Liverpool are Liverpool and Liverpool will get away better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers,
so we'll move on to the next game, and Rangers 1, Ajax 3. Rangers have been absolutely shambolic through this whole Champions League. They've lost each and every game they've played, I believe, and that's mad, and that's frustrating because, as I'm sure, Chris, you said to me earlier, you're not interested in Rangers or Celtic, but as a Scotsman, surely you keep an eye on it and you think about it. And you think, no, okay,
no.
But honestly, personally, for me, I think Rangers are a decent club. I think they got a decent, they got a good pedigree, and a good history.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it's sad to see these Scottish teams not getting enough funding or there's not enough money in Scottish football for them to progress in the Champions League. It is really sad. But they don't show enough fight either. And that's really weird. And frustrating, I guess, for a lot of fans. Ajax. Ajax are a team with a really rich history in Europe, especially in the Champions League. How many times they won? I think it's like 3 or 4 times. They've got some fantastic footballers. They've got some fantastic, pedigree. They've lost some of their better players this year in Lisandro Martinez and Anthony to Manchester United, respectively. And I just think Ajax deserve more, in terms of what they do. They get all these fantastic players and they sell them off, but they continue to do that. But I think Ajax need to really start focusing on maybe keeping their players now and trying to fight for Europe, because I think, if I look back a few years ago, when Erik ten Hag was in charge in the year that Liverpool won the Champions League and they lost out to Tottenham, if Ajax had got to the final, they would have won, in my opinion, and I believe that. And I think, Chris, you said said something similar the other day.
I said the exact same, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Ajax are a decent team. Ajax are a very decent team, and if they hold them to their players, they can really build something. They lost their top goal scorer last season in Sebastian Haller to Dortmund, respectively, who is recovering from cancer. So best wishes and speedy recovery to you, Sebastian. We wish you all the best. But yeah, Dan, I'm going to hand over to you now with your thoughts on Rangers 1, Ajax 3, I think it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was.
Starting off with Ajax, yeah. No, Ajax are a very, prime club, who've been in this tournament many years. And, they've got world-renowned players, Ajax have even won this tournament, like you said, what was it, 2 or 3 times. Now, Rangers, coming on to Rangers, they played, was it in the last year? In the
Europa League, and they went to the Europa League final.
And they've done extremely well in that, Was that when Steven Gerrard was with them? Was that with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was Van Bronckhorst, wasn't it?
Van Bronckhorst, yeah. They've done very well there. So, yeah, when you look at Ajax and you compare it to Rangers, and that's not being, anything against Scottish football. I think, Scottish football's great. I would say overall Ajax, is, prime team, and, obviously, they could win it. Rangers, you never know. Like I always say, never say never.
No, the Rangers are not even in the Europa League now. Yeah. Ajax has now dropped down to the Europa League.
I wasn't saying about the Europa League. I was saying that, whether they could beat Ajax or not. You know? And never say never in football. That's what I say, But, I think, Rangers are, some type of mediocre club. They are high up in the Scottish League, because you've got Rangers and what's the other one? Celtic. So, can't say too much on that, but Ajax, what was it? 3-1?
3-1 to Ajax, 3-1.
Yeah. I think Ajax got a chance in it,
No, they've gone to the Europa League.
They have gone down to the Europa League.
Napoli and Liverpool went through.
So Napoli and Liverpool have gone through.
And Ajax have gone down to the Europa League.
I think,
Ajax could win the Europa League. They could
win the Europa League, if they're in that. There's a great chance of them winning that tournament. Is Chris, a Rangers fan?
No, he hates both. He doesn't engage with either of them.
No.
Chris,
who did you support in the Scottish League then, Chris?
Nobody. Chelsea.
Oh, only Chelsea, is it?
Yeah. So, I'll give my thoughts on the game. Okay. How long we got, lads? How long we got? Because I'll tell you, mate, we can be here all night with a lambasting. I'm going to give Rangers and Celtic, because if Celtic think they're out of the woods, they're not out of the woods. I am absolutely embarrassed that these two clubs are in this competition and they give the showings at the show. Okay, Rangers, by the way, statistically have had the worst ever showing in the group stage of the Champions League. That, by the way, that's a fact. That's a fact. They've been the worst ever team to be in a group stage of the Champions League in terms of performances. 0 points. 0 points. They're an absolute shambles, okay? And if I hear one more Celtic or Rangers fan say, oh, if we were in the Premier League, we would finish high. If we were in the... Mate, you would struggle in the Championship. Forget the Premier League, mate. You would get wiped. The teams in the relegation zone in the Premier League would wipe the floor with Rangers and Celtic, okay? Obviously, funding comes into it. The Scottish League doesn't get any funding. That's true. Okay, great. That doesn't put up with the amount of shambolic performances that Rangers have been putting in. Ajax are the first. I mean, Ajax have not even got that good a team, and they still wiped the floor with Rangers. Yeah, Liverpool, as I say, have been absolutely shocking this season. They smashed them. Was it 7-1 at Ibrox and smashed them at Anfield?
Yeah.
Napoli blew them
Right.
away. Blew them out of the water, home and away.
Yeah.
Rangers are an absolute embarrassment, right? And if you're going to come into this competition and put up these performances, don't even come into the competition, yeah? Forget all this qualification bollocks, because they show nothing, no fight, nothing. Waste of time. As for Celtic, they're the exact same. Waste of time. They're only in the competition because it's a 2-team league. You see, like Rangers or Celtic is going to win the league. Aberdeen don't put up a fight. Kilmarnock don't put up a fight. Hibernian don't put up a fight. Hearts don't put up a fight. There's no competition. It's as boring as looking at a wall and waiting for paint to dry. It's absolutely shambolic. And I'm people say to me, "Oh, but Chris, you're Scottish. You must take an eye on it." No, I was actually offended earlier, Ben, in the stream when you said, I bet you to keep an eye on it. Do I nothing, mate? Oh yeah, I would rather watch Tories PMQs than watch that shambles. Yeah, absolutely embarrassing. Yeah, look, they done well in the Europa League. They done well. You could probably say it was a fluke with the run they got there. People are going to say Rangers beat PSV in the qualifiers. Well, what did they do in the group stage? Yeah, they bent over, pulled their fucking pants down, and said, "Have a go at that." That's what they said. That's what they said. 0 points. 0 points. 0 points in the competition. It's embarrassing. As I say, it's probably the same as what do you call it? Atletico. Probably the same as Atletico. Probably a blessing in disguise for Rangers. Rangers just need to fight for the Scottish League. Regain that title from Celtic. They won it last year. Right. As for Celtic, I think they're going in the Europa League. Are they, Ben? Can you check their group for me, please? Celtic's group. I don't know if Shakhtar's third or Celtic's bottom. I don't know. I'm not. As I say, I don't pay attention to these two shambles of a team, mate. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing, lads. I cannot believe two teams that are representing Scotland are putting that showing in Europe. And, we hear all the bollocks about, we're going to do this in the competition. We're going to do that in the You're going to do nothing in the competition, mate. You're going to sit there and you're going to get a smack in the jaw. And that's what's happened in the competition.
Nope, Celtic are going straight out of Europe completely.
There you go, Celtic. I mean, I'm not going to just... I mean, you know what? Replay what I've just said about Rangers and replace the word Rangers for Celtic, and it'll be the exact same description for Celtic, because they're both embarrassing as it is. Both are blessing in disguise. Focus in your shitty league and do whatever. As for Ajax, look, they're bang average as well. They're in the Europa League.
Yeah.
They're in the Europa League. Let's just see what they do. But Napoli wiping the floor with all the teams there. Liverpool bang average as well. They still wipe the floor with Rangers. Rangers, there's no excuse to concede the amount of goals you concede. Yeah, I said this about teams that get beat 9-0. I know you don't have the quality of other sides, but it doesn't mean you can't defend. Basics. If you're a centre-back, defend. If you're a right-back, defend. If you're a left-back, defend. If you're a goalkeeper, try and save a shot.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's basic defending, and they can't even close a man down because they're scared. Oh, my nails might break. Who gives a bollocks? They're both shit. Next group.
All right, crikey, yell. Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you want
Next group.
Bust a blood vessel.
Yeah. Hey, his eye will be red tomorrow.
Next group.
Right, so we got Victoria Pilsen 2, Barcelona 4.
Oh,
Enjoy
skip
this.
that. Skip that. Who cares about that? Go to Bayern and Inter.
Bayern Munich 2, Inter 0. Bayern Munich looked good tonight. Very
You just
good.
said there, Bayern 2, Inter 2, Inter 0. Can you say that again? Oh, yeah, he slips up when it comes to Italy. Everything Italy, didn't he? It was Bayern 2, Inter 2, 0.
Nil. 2-0.
Bayern 2, Inter 2, 0.
God.
Right, go on.
Right, so Bayern 0, Inter 2.
Do you want me to start?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Bayern finished top of the group. I think it was expected. I think it's 6 wins out of 6. This is the third time they've done it in history, Bayern. So they are dominant in terms of, getting past games in the group stage. Bayern, as I say, are a very, a top elite European side. Not many teams can beat them in their backyard, and especially in the Champions League. Oh wait, Chelsea done that. Sorry, lads, didn't mean to add that in there. Anyways, in terms of Bayern, European royalty, Inter, I think, are a solid team as well. I know they got beat 2-0 tonight, but Inter, I think, is the team we're going to get in the next round. They've done well. Pavard scored. Who scored the second Bayern goal? Buddy, watch the game.
It was Choupo-Moting.
Choupo-Moting from Stoke. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, Bayern, I think it was clear from the group. I think it was clear from the group that it was going to be Bayern first, Inter second, or it could be switching them two around if you want. It was all clear that Barcelona would not qualify, and it's great to see them in the Europa League. Enjoy it, you little corrupt cunts. Sorry, I swear again. Didn't mean to swear again. Anyway, all I'm saying is, it was a good game. I liked it, even though I watched some of it. But 2 European royalty, Inter Bayern going at it, and yeah, Ben, stop laughing now, so I'll hand it back to Ben.
Yeah, so basically, my opinion on the game: a goal from Choupo-Moting and a goal from Benjamin Pavard was a very good game. Inter didn't look great. Let's be honest; they looked a bit But both teams have qualified, so I wasn't really expecting much from either one. But I'm going to be totally honest. I think Bayern have got a lot of good young talent in their squad. They've got Jamal Musiala. They've got Tell. They've got
Musiala came from Chelsea's academy.
Exactly. Cobham's the best place in the world. End of story. And do you know what? Bayern have been a very good team for a very good amount of years now. They're proving their worth time and time again, and I think Bayern are a really good team. I enjoy watching their football, but I think there's a lot to be said about Inter and how good they could be, because Inter are a very good team. Inter, they've got Lukaku, who's I think he's injured at the moment. Is he injured at the moment, Chris?
No, he's back.
Oh, that's okay then. But yeah, for me, Inter, I think we might get into there in the next round, but I just.
Do you want to say anything I've said? Do you want to repeat anything I've said, Ben? Or
but at the end of the day, I do think Inter will be going out in the next round, whether they get Chelsea or not. End of story. Okay. And yeah, Dad, I'm going to hand over to you now. Your thoughts on Bayern Munich 2, Inter 0.
Yeah. Straight from the kickoff, it was sort of like Inter Milan were putting Bayern Munich under pressure. Within sort of like the first 10 minutes, there was a bit of a change around there, and Bayern Munich had them on the back foot with the first goal coming from Pavard. Yeah. Then, late in the first half, they sort of, give sort of the possession of both teams, and it was 50-50 at that point. Coming into the second half then, I think, we dominated the whole half. They were so much under attack from Bayern Munich. And, Moteng with the second goal, I knew then that was it. They're not coming back, unless it's some type of miracle. God, my head. Into Milan. Yeah. So all in all, I would say this was a decent result for Bayern Munich. Now, I did mention whilst the game was going on that if this had been the old Bayern Munich, even in the first half, they'd have been about 4 or 5-0 up. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, Bayern Munich are a decent team, but I think Bayern Munich are one of the favourites, as we know. So yeah, I mean, let's move on to the next game now. If that's all right with you two lads.
Yeah.
Chris, is that all right with you?
What did you say again, mate?
Moving on to the next game.
Next game.
Yep, fantastic.
Sporting 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 2. For me, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know enough about it, but I know Sporting played better the first half, and second half it was really pretty much Eintracht Frankfurt really pushing for it. This group could have gone anyway tonight, especially with the result we're going to talk about after this one. But to me, Eintracht Frankfurt are your Europa League winners last season. And they look like a basic mediocre team at the moment. It's not really that great. It's not something I would, it's not a team I enjoy watching. I think, they got very lucky to beat Rangers on penalties last season. But Sporting Lisbon look like a good side too. Sporting Lisbon have got that Marcus Edwards, who looks very good. And I think, give it time, he'll end up in the Premier League again. I think he's already been there. But yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt 2, Sporting Lisbon 1. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting Sporting Lisbon to win. But yeah, Dad, over to you. Sporting 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 2.
Sporting Lisbon, reasonably good side. Yeah. They've been in the Champions League, on numerous occasions. And then you've got Frankfurt. Now, Frankfurt, did you say that they won Europa last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Frankfurt are a good team, within the German league. So basically, I would, very hard for me to give an analysis here. I didn't even watch the game. But, if I was to predict on that game, I would say, Frankfurt would win it. I would, reasonably comfortable. But, so they're out now, are they?
We'll give the full roundup of the tables after the game, after all the results.
Yeah, but Frankfurt still.
I think they're still in it. I think I think so.
Are they top of the?
I'll check now just for you to have clarification. Chris, I'm going to hand over to you now while I check this out. So, go ahead.
Sporting they've done well. Marcus Edwards, I think, he's shown himself to be promising. I think he's shown that, Spurs made a mistake letting him go. Obviously, he came back to bite them in the arse when he came back to score against them as well. Frankfurt, decent side. And, they're doing okay in the Bundesliga, but it's just one of them games where you don't, it's just one of them. Unless you're a supporter of those clubs, you don't really care about.
Yeah, and just for clarification for you, Dad, Tottenham first, Eintracht Frankfurt second, Sporting Lisbon into the Europa League, and Marseille in fourth. I was not expecting Marseille to finish fourth. To be honest, I was expecting them to finish second.
Another European giant.
Yeah. I mean, let's move on to their game now. So, if we can just get to it. Marseille 1, Tottenham 2. My thoughts on this: Marseille were 1-0 up at halftime. They look decent. According to some reports, they're looking very good. Tottenham looked diabolical in the first half, according to reports as well.
Who scored for Tottenham, by the way? Kane.
Clermont Longley and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. And for Marseille, it was Chancel Mbemba, former Newcastle player. But yeah, I think Tottenham didn't deserve to go through. They haven't played well enough to go through, but they are. So that's that. But obviously I hate Tottenham, so I can't really, say too much. But Marseille, I was very surprised that they didn't finish second. They're another European giant that I think should have finished second. But it is what it is. Tottenham will go out in the next round anyway. Let's be realistic about that. Whoever they get next round, they're going out.
Yeah.
But Dad, over to you.
Yeah, Tottenham, they're a team, they shouldn't even be in the Champions League, in my opinion, they should be, in the Europa, maybe that's as far as they would get. But I'm surprised tonight. Harry Kane, did he play?
No.
Yeah?
Did he play, Chris?
I'm surprised.
Don't know. I'm not really interested.
Yeah. It's it's one of those games I wouldn't have any interest in. I just hate watching Spurs anyway. The only time I watch them is when they play us. Other than that, not interested. Yeah, like you, Chris. So, and what was the side they played?
Marseille.
Marseille, wasn't it? Marseille, a much better side, much better, and I would have expected Marseille to have won that. Yeah, but Tottenham won it. What can you say? They're top of their group.
Yeah.
So there's no chance of Tottenham even getting to the quarter or semi-finals unless it was some type of fluke. So just let them ride on, and they'll be out in the next
round or two.
Yeah.
Yep, Chris. So I'm going to hand over to you now. You're going to give your thoughts on the final game tonight, which is Tottenham 2, Marseille 1. Over to you, mate.
First of all, just to make it short and sweet in Tottenham, they won't do anything in the competition. As I say, they might as well join the Rangers and Celtic club. They won't do anything. They're just there to make up the numbers. And embarrassing. Conte is a shocking cup manager. Simple as that. He's not good in cups, and us Chelsea fans know it first well. The only time he's won a cup is with Chelsea. Yeah, so the amount of time he's been in the cup competition, he's been lacklustre, and it's the exact same situation now. Yeah. And when you put someone that's not good in cup competition with a club that doesn't win trophies, you're asking for a disaster, and that's what will happen in the later stages. Spurs fans are jumping up and down now. Great, congratulations, enjoy your win. But when it comes to the latter, as I say, when the going gets tough and the tough gets going, Spurs will crumble like a cookie, mate. Yeah, I'll say that again, like a cookie. Spurs will crumble, and that's the way it is. Marseille, European giants, in my opinion. I've got a lot of respect for Marseille. Not got respect for the French league because it's absolutely dog shit. But sorry, swear again. I think you should charge me, lads, a pound or whatever every time I swear, because I shouldn't be swearing on the channel. But at the same time, I'm talking about Spurs here, and when you talk about Spurs, you've got to notice that they are dog shit. Yeah. Anyway, I just swear again. Sorry, Ben. Anyway, so in terms of what?
That's another £10.
Whatever. Yeah. Anyways, you big Tory. Anyways, so in terms of Spurs, they're not going to do anything. Marseille, bottom of the group. Sporting in the Europa League. Frankfurt second. Yeah, boring group. There's not much. Spurs are just Spurs. Look, Aleppo doesn't change his spots. Yeah, Spurs are a club that had, as I say, a serial winner in Mourinho, a serial winner in Conte. They sacked Mourinho a week before a cup final for some reason. I don't understand that decision. And Conte has won everywhere he's been except Tottenham, and it will continue that way. So it just shows you that Spurs are just Spurs. They're just there. Like, as I say, they're like a bad smell. So
yeah, thanks for that, Chris. Well, that's all the games wrapped up for this today, guys. But I'll give you the full roundup of the tables now. And yeah, just give a minute answer for each table. So Group A, Napoli first, Liverpool second, Ajax third, Rangers fourth. Basic
disgrace.
Okay, that's okay. So yeah, Napoli, good team, very good team. Dark horses to be involved in the Champions League. What?
Nope, they're not dark horses because we need to see more. As I say, if you get an injury to a key player, we need to see more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Napoli, Napoli first, Liverpool second, Ajax third, Rangers fourth.
Liverpool. Okay, those teams you just mentioned, Napoli doing well. Liverpool lackluster. Ajax lackluster. Rebuilding. Rangers disgrace.
Okay, Dad, your thoughts?
Yeah, on tonight's games.
No, on the group.
Oh, on the group. Sorry.
I think the stream's starting over. It's like grand.
Yeah, I
Groundhog
know,
Day.
yeah. It's too late in the night. But, yeah, so what's the groups again?
So Napoli first, Liverpool second, Ajax third, Rangers fourth.
Yeah, Napoli deserve to be up in first place, yeah. Did you say Liverpool second?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of Liverpool, what can I say? Yeah, I just thought they'd have been bottom of their group or out, down into the Europa League or wherever they fucking go. Be glad to see the arse end of them and Klopp. Yeah.
Dad, is it too tiring for you? Do you want me to run it through?
Yeah, go on then. Run it through, yeah.
So then, FC Porto, Club Brugge, Bayer Leverkusen, and Atletico Madrid. Decent clubs.
But who finished top? Porto, yeah, Porto were top. Porto doing well. Second, Bruges.
Yeah.
Doing extremely well. Third, Leverkusen doing okay. Atletico shambles. They should join the Rangers, Celtic, and Spurs club.
Okay, and then going into knockout stage of Bayern Munich, the group of Bayern Munich, Inter, Barcelona, and Pilsen.
Bayern, as I say, I mean, I was expected they were going to finish first. It was between them and Inter. Inter's great team, great club. Barcelona, corrupt. And Victoria pleasing. Yeah, they can join the Rangers, Celtic, and Atletico club as well. They're a shambles.
Do you know
what? We're going to make a video about them. They're an absolute shambles, Ben. Yeah? You should be speaking out about shambles like that. Dog shit.
Yeah, if I was in Scotland and the Scottish League, and the one club I think I would support is Kilmarnock.
Huh. No, dog shit.
And then, then the final group for tonight's games: Tottenham, Frankfurt, Sporting Lisbon, and Marseille. Chris?
Tottenham, blackluster, bottlers. Frankfurt. Let's see if we get them in the next round. They're okay. I mean, we beat them in the Europa League as well under Sarri. Remember when they had Jovic?
Yeah, they're quite a decent team.
Sporting, doing okay. And as for Marseille, the biggest club in that group.
Yeah, Marseille. Yeah.
So those are all the groups for tonight, and we'll round up on the other group stage games tomorrow when they are finished and over with. But guys, thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm going to leave Chris. I'm going to let Chris give a party message, and then my dad, and then I'm going to give the party message, and then we'll end the stream there. So Chris, over to you, lad.
Well, first of all, the mighty Chelsea are back tomorrow.
Yes,
Chelsea. Meant to play against Zagreb. I wish you wouldn't come to me at the moment, Ben, because I think I'm about to sneeze, but I'm a fighter, mate. I'll fight through this sneeze. In terms of the game tomorrow, look, it's going to be a big game. Ben's expecting me to sneeze. I'm not going to sneeze, mate. I beat the sneeze, mate, yeah? I beat the sneeze, so I can take that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so Chelsea's Zagreb, mate. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be a tough game. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
I'm not going to laugh, will I? Right, so, look, it was one of them ones where we take it for how it is.
Yeah.
In terms of politically, vote Labour, okay? We cannot have another 2 years of black.
I thought you were going to say vote Green.
No.
I thought you said you were going to. I thought you said vote Green then.
No, vote Labour. Vote Labour. We can't have another 2 years of lackluster, embarrassing decisions.
Lackluster. It's a fucking major catastrophe. Yeah.
In terms of, look, in terms of Labour, right? It's the right party. It's the party for the people. Yeah, it's the party for stability. Okay, and at this moment in time in the country, That's what we need more than ever is stability. We need
Yeah.
we need a party. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not even funny, right? Jesus Christ! Hey, start again. Right, take 3 in action. Right. So in terms of Labour, we need a party with stability. We need a party that's going to be there for the people. And at the moment in time, when there's families having to use food banks, right, and you think about the amount of money that bankers are getting in bonuses, yeah, in terms of it's lackluster, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, one of the MPs, aka Matt Hancock, is going into I'm a Celebrity, and I think that sums the Tory party up to a T, yeah. A joke, okay? Can you imagine how his constituents feel when they see him eating kangaroo bollocks in an Australian jungle? How embarrassing can it be, okay? So for me, that sums the Tory party up to a T. As I say, change needs to happen now. A general election needs to happen now. We need to get Labour in charge, and we need to get this country back on its feet.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris.
Exactly.
Dad, your
Yeah,
parting
yeah,
message.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my parting message. So tonight, guys, yeah, I want to thank you all for tuning in and supporting us. Most of all, I want to thank Chris and Chris's girlfriend, Georgia, who helped out as well with the stream and the comment section. Yeah, Bayern Munich did very well tonight. Yeah, I did sort of predict that they were going to win. And yeah, they did. Not emphatically, but had 2 goals to the good. Yeah, and I would like to sort of hit on what Chris said. Yeah, we're living in the most unprecedented times. We have this shower of shit government who has been with us for 12 years now, and basically, they're just impoverishing, with the working class, people who are on benefits. Disabled people, elderly. Yeah, we have no alternative but to vote Labour and get this corrupt, tyrannical government out of power. Yeah, because that's all they do. Thrive on is power, money, and the misery of the working class and the people who are struggling in this country. We have the working poor now. Yeah, nurses go into food banks. There's never been so many strikes. At one time. I think people are now trying to call for a general strike, which would bring the government down instantaneously. Yeah, so my message to you all is, who reside in this country, when it comes to the ballot box, remember, vote Labour.
100%, and I back that 100%. And as I say, there's only one party, and it's Labour. And one thing's guaranteed: if the Tories are not going to lie to you, they're going to laugh at you, and if they're not going to laugh at you, they're going to lie to you. So
Yeah,
it's time for
exactly.
change. It's time, And I just want to make one quick support message as well. As Mark rightfully said there as well, as for the NHS nurses having to work 2 jobs to not even get a good wage, just get a decent wage, is an absolute disgrace in itself. With the railway strikers, I 100% stand with them. As for the posties that are striking, I 100% stand with them because they are demanding better pay, which they deserve, because they're the ones that are actually working. Yeah? None of these executives, none of these CEOs, they're not doing the work. It's the workers that are doing the work. Hence why they're called workers, because they're doing the work. Yeah. So they deserve a slice of the pie, and they're not getting a slice of the pie. They're getting laughed at and disrespected, and it's absolutely disgusting. And this is why Labour need to be in charge. Keir Starmer needs to stand up and start supporting the likes of Mick Lynch, and he needs to start supporting the rights of the people. And as I say, get a general election, vote Labour, and before I forget as well, like, share, subscribe. That's subscribe in Scottish. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Thank you,
Dad.
Yes,
and my parting message is, the end of the day, everyone vote Labour. You know, it's time for change. You know, let's have a party for the people. Let's have a party that supports everyone. You know, not just the higher.
Tories have
classes,
had enough parties.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, the party's over. The party's over. It's time for change.
No more cheese and wine.
No more cheese and wine. No.
Yeah.
But yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. We're going to end the stream here. Hope you've all enjoyed the stream. If you have, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn that notification bell icon on to be notified when we upload. Share this video out. Share the channel out. Share the stream out. It really does help us out. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Yes.
Guys, you know, Chris, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you,
tonight.
Chris. Yeah.
Anytime, lads. Anytime.
Yeah.
And yeah, Chris, I'll give you a call after and we'll discuss.
Yeah, just get yourself sorted, lads. You know, I mean, if you want a cup of tea or I don't know, a beer or I don't know, whatever you drink, I don't know. Get yourself sorted and give us a ring.
We're not got dinner yet, so we're gonna have some of that now. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna end the stream here. Hope you've all enjoyed. Take care, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Take care, guys. Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye.